And welcome inside the Emerson Gym of the Haas Athletic Center on the campus of Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts. Today we have the season opener for the Wheaton College women's basketball team. It's game 1 tonight of the Wheaton College tip-off tournament. It's between the Wheaton College Lions hosting the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Engineers. This is Sal Lopez in the call tonight on the NewMax Sports Network, and welcome to the broadcast. Wheaton College in their season opener today. Last season, the Lions went 13-13 overall. They went 9-5 in their home floor, 3-7 in the NewMac. They finished in a tie for 7th place in the NewMac. They were the number 7 seed in the NewMac Conference tournament 1 year ago. Lost against the 2 seed Babson College. This season, they start out fresh. First game of the season for Wheaton College on their home floor today. RPI, record of 1-0 this season. They won their first match on the road against Utica University. 81-53, the final score on Wednesday night. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, a member of the Liberty League, in a non-conference matchup against Wheaton College from the NewMac today. This is the 6th all-time meeting in the series between Wheaton and RPI. RPI leading the all-time series, 3 victories, 2 losses dating back to 2008. RPI's won 2 straight meetings in a row as well against Wheaton. 81-65 for RPI in their home floor in 2018 in Troy, New York. RPI won again, 50-45, the last time these two teams met up in 2019. Last victory for Wheaton against RPI, that came in 2010 here at home in the Emerson Gym, 68-58. Also won on neutral floor for Wheaton, 2015. That game took place at Williams College. So for Wheaton, looking for improvement for this season, starting off the season fresh for this year. A roster attainment, big key in the offseason, as they have 95% of their scoring back from last season's roster. An extremely young team, becomes a year older this season. Last year, an extremely young team with just 1 senior, 1 junior, 6 sophomores, 7 first-year players, and now a year older this season. 95% of the scoring's back, 12 of 15 players returning in the offseason, and a deep team as well, returning 9 players who averaged at least 10 minutes per game last season for the Lions. Abby Fernandez, the star player of the team, 2022 NewMac Rookie of the Year from 2 years ago. Led the team last year, 11.7 points per game, had a career-high 37 points against Eastern Nazarene College last November, which tied the program record for most points in a single game for Wheaton, alongside 10 total steals as well, which tied the program record also in that same game. Kiki Walters, also another key starter. She had an excellent season last year in their first season for Wheaton, averaging around 10 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, above 2 steals per game. Regan Cater, also a great season last year as well, in her first year averaging just under 10 points per game. Led the team at shooting 45% from the floor. So looking to build upon last season for Wheaton College, as they're searching for their first winning record as a program since the 2015-2016 season, where they posted a 17-9 overall record. Looking to start it off tonight with a win on their home floor. Upcoming, Wheaton hosting Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in a non-conference matchup. RPI record of 1-0, win over Utica University in the season opener on Wednesday. Wheaton, first game played tonight of this season. The Wheaton College tip-off tournament coming up. Sal Lopez in the call on the NewMax Sports Network. Upcoming starting lineups, national anthem next on the NewMax Sports Network.
Good evening, fans. For tonight's first matchup of the Wheaton College tip-off tournament, featuring the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Engineers and your Wheaton College Lions. Wheaton College, the NewMac, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student-athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, homophobic remarks, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student-athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages is prohibited. At this time, we ask that you please rise if able. Remove your hats on this Veterans Day for the playing of our national anthem. the visiting Engineers. A junior guard from Ann Arbor, Michigan, number 10, Sienna Smith. Graduate student guard from Amsterdam, New York, number 11, Ashlyn O'Neill. A sophomore guard from Pittsburgh, New York, number 20, Danielle Straw. A graduate student guard from San Diego, number 25, Nicole LeBron. A junior forward from Liverpool, New York, number 34, Julia Brown. The Engineers are coached by John Green.
You know what, honestly,
Let's meet your Lions. Sophomore guard from Lakewood, Pennsylvania, number 4, Kiki Walter. A sophomore forward from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, number 10, Reagan Hader. A sophomore guard from Sacramento, California, number 15, Kenneth Jasperson. A junior guard from Masonic, Massachusetts, number 22, Abby Hernandez. A sophomore forward from North Reading, Massachusetts, number 42, Nasha Arnold. The Lions are coached by Allison Sherman, assisted by Jordan Moretti and Natalie Wynn. Officials for tonight's contest are Matt Coop and Steve Harris.
And welcome inside the Emerson Gym at the Haas Athletic Center in the campus of Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts. Today we have the season opener for the Wheaton College women's basketball team. It's game 1 of the Wheaton College tip-off tournament here in Norton, Massachusetts. Wheaton College hosting Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Engineers for this non-conference matchup. This is Sal Lopez on the call tonight for the NewMax Sports Network, and welcome to the broadcast. Wheaton College first game of the season, looking to build off last season. Last year they went 13-13 overall, 9-5 in their home floor. They were the number 7 seed last year in the NewMac Conference Tournament. RPI already one game played this season, 1-0 record, winning on the road 81-53 at Utica University on Wednesday night. At midcourt for the opening tip, Wheaton with the white jerseys, blue numbers, blue letters, left to right on the floor as the Lions control the opening tip. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, red uniforms, black numbers in this matchup. Fernandez missed it at the bottom right part of the backboard on the first shot attempt of the game. She's the top scorer from last season for the Lions. At the wing, Sienna Smith, a transfer from the University of Michigan Dearborn NAIA program. Top of the key with Julia Rowe. Rowe slides it over to the left wing. Sienna Smith moves it with 5 in the shot clock. Smith at the top, bounce pass off to the elbow. Looking to go back door off the cutter. That's a bucket scored by RPI. First bucket of the game going down for Sienna Smith, the junior from Ann Arbor, Michigan. First possession was a miss for the Lions with Fernandez. On top, Walters. Here's a 3 straight away. Off the rim, no good. Missed by Cater to the corner. Wheaton able to save it. Fernandez knocked out of her hands, though, as we'll have a foul picked up here. So first personal foul of the game charged to RPI, as we are 1 minute and 2 seconds so far into today's action. First personal foul picked up by Nicole DePra, the grad student captain from Sandy Hook, Connecticut. She's coming off a career-high 22 points, 6 made threes against Utica University. 81-53 victory on Wednesday. Walters at the low block, moves it off to Fernandez. Drives baseline, has space, backdoor. Missed the layup, offensive rebound, Arnold. On top, here's a 3 straight away. Swoosh! Regan Cater drills the 3, Wheaton up 3-2. Regan Cater coming off a great first season last year, averaged just under 10 points per game, led the team in field goal shooting efficiency at 45% last season. Her career high last year was 14 against LaSalle University. To the bucket once again, another layup made by Sienna Smith. So Smith with all 4 points scored so far. Jumper, baseline, missed off the mark by Fernandez. So slow start by Fernandez in the first 2 minutes of action. so far. She led the team in scoring last season. 17 games in double figures, averaged 11.7 points per game. Smith hands it off to O'Neal. Here's a three, top of the key, off the back rim, missed by DePra. The rebound collected by Walters. Walters looking to push it in the open floor. Walters tries baseline, draws a double team, and called in the travel. So first turnover of the game today for Wheaton now. That's one of the keys that they're going to see if they can limit as much as possible. Last season, Wheaton averaged 19.7 turnovers per game. That was in the back half of the NUMAC, around 7th. Did force a ton of turnovers, though. And RPI in their season opener forced a bunch of turnovers, 25 of those against Utica on Wednesday. There'll be free throws coming up right now for RPI, heading to the free throw line with Julia Rowe. So first personal foul picked up by Regan Cater for Wheaton. This will send Julia Rowe to the free throw line for Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, the junior forward from Liverpool, New York, shooting 2. The first one missed off the back rim. 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists with 2 blocks and 3 steals against Utica on Wednesday for Julia Rowe. Doing a little bit of everything on the floor in the victory over Utica. Second free throw is good. Kenish Jasperson got the start for the sophomore guard from Sacramento, California. Moves it on top over to Cater. Lob down low. Arnold backing her way. Turnarounds. Off the mark, no good. The rebound collected by DePra. Smith up ahead to the corner. Now back out to the perimeter, DePra. Nicole DePra switched to guarded by Arnold. Stroff. 12 on the shot clock. Over to Smith. Smith, baseline drive and a whistle. Reach and fall committed by Kiki Walters, her first personal. Clock will stop with 6:53. Both of these teams last year, strong defensive teams, and we've seen a strong defensive matchup so far. 5-3 to score. Inbound underneath. DePra has it, coming off a career high 22.6 made threes against Utica on Wednesday. Off to the left wing to Smith. Down to 10 on the shot clock, and another whistle with a reach and foul again picked up. This time charged to Jasperson, her first. So that's now 3 quick personal fouls picked up in the first quarter by Wheaton. Kenneth Jasperson on her first personal foul. Inbounds. Deflected underneath, out of bounds. It'll stay RPI ball. 6th all-time meeting between Wheaton and RPI. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute leading the all-time series. 3 victories, 2 losses. That's a great find right there at the low block, able to score. It's Daniel Stroff for the basket. 2 straight meetings won by RPI, 81-65 in Troy, New York in 2018. RPI won the last meeting 50-45 here at the Emerson Gym against Wheaton. Wheaton's last victory came on neutral floor at Williams College against RPI, 73-60 in 2015. Turnaround jumper to Key, connecting. That's good for 2. Nasha Arnold with a bucket. Great job right there off the turnaround to knock down the mid-range. 6 minutes left to go in the first. Smith out to the perimeter, off to Rowe, into the hands now of Stroff. Stroff guarded by Walters. Over to Rowe at the left wing. Moves it on top. Here's a 3, top of the key. Missed off the rim, no good by O'Neal. And Wheaton able to collect the rebounds. Looking to tie here with a 2. Fernandez, jumper, deep 2, off the mark. That's a good look that she usually is able to get right there by Fernandez, but not able to send it down. 5.5 left to go in the first. Daniel Stroff will slow down the possession for RPI. Over to O'Neal at the wing. Dribbles towards the right around the perimeter, lost it. Able to come up with a loose ball, though, before it sailed to the backcourt. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Bounce pass, down low, and a reach. Picked up there by Wheaton as the shot clock was down to 4. That's the 4th personal foul now picked up by the Lions here in the first quarter. We have substitutions now on the floor. Number 42, Rebecca Gregg, coming in, first time into the game. Same as number 14, Hannah McGrath. Number 11, Anaya Boston, in their first collegiate action into the game first time today. 3 missed over the rim. Off the fingertips of Fernandez, though, out of bounds to the baseline, so it will stay RPI ball. 5:03 left to go in the first. McGrath on the inbound. Finds her teammate Stroff in the corner, tiptoes the baseline, shot gets blocked. Nasha Arnold right there, active defensively, comes up with a block for Wheaton. Fernandez will slow it down, looking for a quality look this possession. To the wing, guarded by Smith. On top, over to Boston, looking for a first collegiate bucket. Swings it over to the free throw circle. Jumper, mid-range, got it. That's a 2 made by Nasha Arnold. An assist there by Anaya Boston. It's tied up at 7. Smith drives inside the paint, slips past the defense, scores, right hand up and in off the backboard. Sienna Smith looking strong so far in this game. For the transfer from the University of Michigan Dearborn NAIA program. Led the team last year, averaging 12.5 points per game and over 6 rebounds per game. Smith with 6 points out of the 9 so far tonight by RPI. Tatum Young, kick to the corner. Here's a 3, swash. Anaya Boston drills the triple, her first collegiate points here at Wheaton. Boston in her first season from Linden, New Jersey. Tatum Young credited with an assist in her first season from Forsyth, Illinois. And a turnover by Rensselaer Polytechnic Institutes. The roster breakdown in terms of class this season. Wheaton, promising roster entering this year. 2 seniors, 5 juniors, 5 sophomores, and 3 first-year players in the lineup. A bright future here for the Lions, looking to take a big step up this season. Fernandez dribbles, drives inside the paint down low, and she scores up and in off the backboard. Turned in the corner towards the left right there, Abby Fernandez. Career high 37 points last November against Eastern Nazarene College. That tied the program record. Stroff at the top, sends it over to the left wing. McGrath back over to Stroff, down to 12 in the shot clock. Off to the right wing, DePra coming off a career-high 22 points with 6 made threes against Utica on Wednesday. And an offensive foul. Turnover by RPI. It will go back to Wheaton here with 3:14 remaining in the first. Wheaton doing a great job locking up the perimeter so far. RPI yet to connect on a 3, 0 for 2 from downtown. Now's the key for them on Wednesday. They made 11 threes out of 25 attempts, shot the ball 44% from 3 in the 81-53 win at Utica. Deflected far side of the floor, and out of bounds, a turnover by Wheaton. So looking to set it off to Tatum Young in the corner. It will go back to RPI. Just above 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Down low, missed the layup, no good by Rebecca Gregg off the top of the glass, and the Lions have it back. Largest lead currently, looking to build on it. Driving in the buckets. Tatum Young, first collegiate basket here at Wheaton, able to score, takes it coast to coast with a layup. Going downhill to the rim, that's been a specialty so far. We'll see if they can play defense here, but RPI able to score the basket. Dribble drive downhill. Tyler Hormazabal able to score the bucket, number 15, and the sophomore guard from Yorktown Heights, New York. Young sends it off to a right over to Walters. Walters drives in the paint, kick to the corner. Here's a jumper, deep 2, no good. Missed off the rim by Kiernan. Offensive rebound went back to Wheaton now. Lions will slow it down, approaching 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Tatum Young from deep, missed it off the front rim, and Hormazabal came up with a rebound. Smith drops it down low over to McGrath. Turn around, off the front rim, no good. Offensive rebound, put back chance, no good. Great defense by Wheaton, and a foul picked up. It's going to be going in Wheaton's direction. So loose ball push off right there, charge to RPI. That's on number 15, Tyler Hormazabal. That's our first personal foul of the game so far. So we've seen quite a bit of fouls, 7 combined here in the first quarter. 4 by Wheaton, 3 by RPI now. Fernandez drives inside the paint, stripped, and she gets fouled. So reach-in picked up there by RPI. They're fourth as a team. That's going to be the first personal foul picked up by Hannah McGrath, senior captain from Manchester, New Hampshire. Inbound to the baseline. Boston. Her pass stolen away, knocked out of bounds. It will stay Wheaton possession. Looking to add firepower from the perimeter this season. Wheaton has done that so far. One made three each by Regan Cater and Anaya Boston from the starts. That's something they're looking to build upon this season, their offense. Bounce pass down low, draws a double team, swing to the wing. Here's a three. Great look, couldn't convert it though by Kiernan. And RPI collects the rebound with a reach and foul crossing midcourt charge to Wheaton. And this will send the Engineers now into the bonus as Emma Kiernan picks up the reach and foul. That's their fifth now of the first quarter for the Lions. So this will be bonus free throws now for Tyler Hormazabal. Her first shot at the line's good. Last season, she did not play due to injury, coming off her first collegiate game on Wednesday. 2 points and 4 rebounds for Hormazabal. Second free throw down the middle. Extremely competitive first quarter between these two teams and almost similar records from each other last year. RPI record of 14-13. They went 10-8 in the Liberty League, finished in 4th place in the Liberty League last season. Wheaton going 13-13 overall last season. They were in the number 7 seed in the NEWMAC Conference Tournament. Lost against the 2 seed Babson. First bucket of the game down inside the low post is Maddie Mueller for Wheaton. Down to the final minute left to go in the first. Lob down low, a lot of contact. Mueller got knocked down, no call with the referees, and layup scored by Ashlyn O'Neill. Fernandez, jumper, mid-range. She takes it, she makes it. That's where she gets her baskets. Abby Fernandez drills the J. 40 seconds left to go in the first. Crossing midcourt, able to get past the full court pressure. And a travel committed by RPI. The Lions doing a great job taking care of the basketball here this first quarter. Just 2 total turnovers. They just forced RPI into their third. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute forcing 25 turnovers, scoring 31 points off of those turnovers in the opener against Utica. Great move to the hole. Couldn't finish, though, right there by Kiki Walters. Off the Euro step, too tall off the glass. It went back to RPI. 12 seconds left to go in the first. Gregg at the top of the key, moves it out to her right. Hormazabal driving down the lane, scores in the layup. Up and in off the left hand, off the backboard. Missing the half-court shot by Fernandez. Had the distance, wide right though. At the buzzer, we close out. Competitive first quarter between these two teams, 18-17. Wheaton leads by 1 through 1 quarter in the books here. The Wheaton College Tip-Off Tournament will be back upcoming for quarter number 2 of action on the NEWMAC Sports Network. And welcome back inside the Emerson Gym at the Haas Athletic Center in the campus of Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts. Sal Lopez on the call tonight. On the NEWMAC Sports Network as Wheaton College leads 18-17 against Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. The season opener for the Wheaton College women's basketball team this season. We start off the second quarter. Rensselaer with the ball first, right to left of the floor. Calissa Tyrell, number 44 in her first season from San Diego, California. Guarded at the corner, drives baseline by Arnold. Great defense. Bounce pass down low, couldn't finish over the rim. There's a rebound collected by Fernandez. Wheaton's defense really tightened up that possession. Fernandez on the top. Bounce pass down low, good find underneath Cater. Off the glass, a little bit too strong, and tried to save it in the quarter play. Went back to RPI, though, with Greg. Hands it off to Tyrell. Around the perimeter, O'Neal. Off to Hormazabal. 14 on the shot clock for RPI. Hormazabal. Kick out to the corner. They will drive baseline. Around the perimeter with Greg again. Moves it out to the left corner. Tyrell down to 3 in the shot clock. Got to get something off if you're RPI, and it's well short. Shot clock violation. Looked like it was blocked up in the air as well by Wheaton. And that is back-to-back defensive stands by the Lions to begin quarter number 2 of action. Excellent defense to begin here for Wheaton. The Lions will get the inbound now, up by 1. Tatum Young at the top of the key. Sends it off to her right. Goes over to Walters now at the corner. Drives baseline. Walters to the bucket. And she scores up and in off the backboard. Kiki Walters coming off an excellent first season for the sophomore guard from Fleetwood, Pennsylvania. Last year, averaged 10 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, over 2 steals per game. Ranked second on the team behind her teammate Abby Fernandez in those categories. Blocked twice. Third straight defensive stop to start the second quarter action. Regan Cater inside a low post there. Coming up big in the block department. The Lions again will slow down tempo, looking for a quality possession to up their lead. Fernandez receives the pass at the free throw circle, moves it out left corner. Here's a 3. Missed over the rim, had a pretty good look at it though by Cater, and we have a jump ball tie-up. So this will be Wheaton possession as they sort that out. Possession arrow goes to the Lions off the tie-up. Tatum Young, the inbound passer at the baseline. 7:58 left to go in the second quarter. Lob down inside. Arnold missed the first time, and the rebound collected by Hormazabal. The Engineers will see if they can get a quality look this time around. It's been a back-and-forth game, very close all throughout. Open 3 for the tie. That ball missed off the top right corner of the glass by Hormazabal, and Wheaton has it back. Tatum Young. Guarded around the perimeter by Hormazabal. Hands it off now to Fernandez. Over to the left wing off to Walters. Walters dribbles towards the right around the perimeter. Finds Hernandez. Lobs it down to the low block. Draws a double team out to the wing. Open 3. Open up the bank right there. That is good. Cha-ching. Tatum Young from downtown cashes it home for the Lions. 7 minutes left to go before halftime. Sienna Smith drives downhill, swings it out, right wing perimeter 3. Swoosh. Tyler Hormazabal lets it rain. Her first collegiate 3 for the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Engineers. Arnold outside finds her teammate Fernandez, sends it on top over to Walters. Walters dribble drive right down the lane inside, couldn't finish. Offensive rebound Arnold, and a putback. She scores up and off the backboard. Great teamwork right there by the Lions. Nasha Arnold able to finish the miss initially by Kiki Walters in the first shot attempt. Baseline jumper deep 2, missed off the mark by RPI. Walters looking to push it. Up the floor now for Walters. Dribbles up to the elbow, takes the 2. She drills it. Largest lead of the night so far for Wheaton, up by 7. 6 minutes left to go before halftime. What a start to the season for the Lions, going up against a team that's projected the top 5 of their conference in the Liberty League this season. 3 is good from distance. Straight away from the top of the key, Daniel Strauff knocks down her first 3-point shot of the night. That was a key for Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in the win over Utica. They drilled 11 threes out of 25 attempts. Young gets it blocked. Great defense there by RPI. Sienna Smith came up with a block. Hormazable over to Rowe now at the left wing. Back on top, Hormazable defended by Fernandez. Gets past her to the rim, able to score. Right hand layup, that is good. Good move right there. At the top of the key by Tyler Hormazable for RPI. Now it's down to 2. 5-zip run for the Engineers. Wheaton able to balance out the scoring between most of the players that's played tonight. Right down the chute, that's good for the triple. They're going to call it a deep 2. Foot was on the line. Regan Cater just making it look easy out there on the floor. That's now 5 points by Cater scored so far today. Great balance between everybody for Wheaton. Nasha Arnold leading the way with 6 points. And the pass sent wide. Turnover committed there by Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. So we'll go right back to Wheaton. 4:35 left to go before halftime. Both of these teams able to make their shots from the perimeter so far in this game. Wheaton's made 3 threes, RPI with 2. RPI came off a game where they made 11 threes against Utica in their season opener victory on Wednesday, 81-63. It's going to be a kicked ball, charge to RPI. Will stay Wheaton basketball, 4:22 in the clock. Great balance so far here by the Lions. 7 different scores. 4 of those players recording at least 2 baskets scored so far today. Nasha Arnold, 6 points, 5 points by Tatum Young. Their first collegiate action. Fernandez with 4, Kiki Walters with 4. Jumper, good. Straight away from the top, it is a 3. Regan Cater able to splash it through for the triple. 4 minutes left to go before halftime. Back to the largest lead tied for this game, up by 7 for Wheaton. Daniel Strauff dribbles towards the right. Swings it out to the baseline. Jumper, deep 2, off the mark, no good by Smith. And an over the back foul call picked up by Wheaton. Down to 3:51 now remaining, and we had multiple fouls in the first quarter. Second quarter, that is the first. So we've been playing for over 6 minutes and no whistles in the personal foul category, and we do there as that gets charged to Riley Sprague, her first personal foul for Wheaton. Smith, jumper, misfires, no good. Rebound collected by Sydney Ropes. It's a nice box out there for Ropes as she came up with the rebounds. This is what we're going to see this season for Wheaton. Multiple players able to put the ball into the baskets. Extremely deep team, returning 95% of the scoring from last season. It's going to be a traveling violation there, charged to Regan Cater. Improvement the previous 2 years for Wheaton, 8-15 record in the 2021-22 season, 13-13 record last season for the Lions, and they're looking for their first winning season since the 2015-2016 season where they posted a 17-9 overall record. Their strong defense was key last year, 11-13 victories by allowing opponents to 55 points or less last season. Kick to the corner, down low off the pivot. Off the back rim, no good. Missed shot by RPI by Amelia Rojic as it goes back to the Lions. Fernandez will slow down tempo under 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Abby Fernandez, 4 points so far. Lobs it down to the baseline. Up fake by Colbert. Colbert, turnaround. Over the rim, missed. And RPI came up with a rebound by Rojic. So Cheyenne Colbert, one of 3 first-year players in the roster, alongside Anaya Boston and Tatum Young for Wheaton College this season. Inside the paint, no good. Late whistle, though, and the foul picked up, charge to Wheaton. So this will send the Engineers to the free throw line, shooting 2. The clock stopping with 2:28 left to go in the second. Now be charged to Maddie Mueller on the personal foul. That's her first personal foul today. And 2 free throws here for RPI. First one's good. Second free throw is good. So both of them sent down by Amelia Rojic, the first-year guard from Scituate, Massachusetts, coming off 10 points in 10 minutes in her collegiate debut on Wednesday against Utica. Rebound ahead here for RPI. Here's a three at the wing, high arcing, and went to the top of the backboard and out. So missed chance by Daniel Stroff. Strong start for RPI in this game. They led early. Sienna Smith had a quick 6 points out of the first 9 on the board as RPI led 9-7, but ever since Wheaton able to come on back in this game, largest lead, the Lions up by 7. Walters, a great shake and bake right there. Over to Mueller, up fake, gives it over to Walters at the wing. Walters drives towards her left, turns the corner, floats it up, no good. The rebound collected by Dupras of RPI. Nicole Dupras yet to score so far. She had 22 on Wednesday, gets the assist there, up and in off the backboard. It's Sienna Smith who scores. She's up to 8 points. Downhill right to the rim, quick up the floor. Anaya Boston scores the layup for Wheaton. Under 1:30 left to go before halftime. They've done a great job pushing tempo so far in this game. Getting up quick up the floor in a travel. Turnover committed by Daniel Stroff of RPI. It's going back in Wheaton's direction. Non-conference games, winning those last season for Wheaton was a specialty. They won 8-1 in their first 9 non-conference games last season. Started off the month of November into early December extremely strong. 1 year later, looking to see if they can get off to a great start again. Deep two, skipped around the rim and out, missed by Fernandez. Rebound controlled by Smith of RPI. Final minute left to go in the first. As Wheaton deflects the pass far side of the floor, it will stay RPI basketball. The Lions very well prepared so far in this game today, led by their interim head coach, Allison Chernow. Third season with the program. First as the interim head coach now. Graduate from Emory University back in 2020. Sixth all-time in program history at Emory, and 3-point field goals made and assists. Turnover by RPI as Wheaton has it with 50 seconds left to go. Terrific start for the Lions here in the first half of action. On top, Walters has a look, catch and fire three. Off the rim, missed. The rebound controlled by Smith. Down to 30 seconds remaining. RPI. That shot well wide. Here it goes back to Wheaton, looking to push tempo here with Boston. Up the floor. And a travel. It's a little bit too quick right there. With anticipation, it will go back to RPI with 18.9 seconds remaining. 5-point lead for Wheaton currently. Both of these teams even. Points in the paint, 16-16. Difference maker being 3-point shots made so far in this game. 4 for 9 from the perimeter for Wheaton. Just 2 for 8 for RPI. And the Lions able to lock up the perimeter as RPI had 11 threes in the opener in the victory over Utica. 7 seconds left to go before halftime. Turnaround jumper, baseline, high arcing, swoosh. That's a tough shot, able to get it to drop before the buzzer by Daniel Stroff for RPI, and it's a 3-point game entering halftime. Wheaton 34, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute 31. The season opener this season for the Wheaton College women's basketball team. Game number 1 of the Wheaton College Tip-Off Classic tonight. And a strong first half, close and competitive between these two programs. We take a look here at the top players so far in the first half of action. Wheaton, tremendous balance. 7 different scores in the first half. Regan Cater leading the way, 8 points by Cater. Making 2 threes, 3 for 6 shooting from the floor. Nasha Arnold, 6 points, 3 for 5 shooting with 4 rebounds leading the way in the rebound column. Also with 2 blocks, leading the team in blocks currently. Anaya Boston, first collegiate game, 5 points, perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. She drilled a 3 with her first collegiate basket at Wheaton College. Tatum Young, 5 points as well in her first collegiate game today. Abby Fernandez has 4 points. She's attempted the most shots with 9 shot attempts. Able to have other players, though, step up with the top scorer being limited so far in the first half. Kiki Walters with 4, Maddie Bowler with 2. And leading this game for RPI is Tyler Hermazabal. She has 11 points. Sienna Smith with 8 points. 34-31 as we enter halftime here at Wheaton College. Wheaton leads by 3, as we'll be back in under 15 minutes from now for the start of the second half on the NewMax Sports Network. And welcome back inside the Emerson Gym at the Haas Athletic Center in the campus of Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts. Great first half here, close and competitive between Wheaton and Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. The season opener for the Wheaton College women's basketball team this season. RPI already with one game played, a 28-point victory in their season opener on the road at Utica University. At halftime, it's Wheaton 34, RPI 31. Just a really positive sign for Wheaton College. 7 players scored, finding additional scoring options. The top 2 scorers from last season on the average points per game, Abby Fernandez and Kiki Walters, just held to 4 points each so far, and 4 for 15 shooting from the floor. But other players really stepping up here in the season opener for Wheaton today. Regan Cater leading the way, 8 points, 2 made threes, 3 for 6 shooting from the floor. 6 points by Nasha Arnold. Anaya Boston, her first game played as a Wheaton College Lion, perfect 2 for 2, shooting 5 points in 9 minutes in the first half. Tatum Young, her first game at Wheaton, 5 points, 2 for 4 from the floor in 9 minutes. Maddie Muller's had a 2 as well that she has scored. And right now the difference makers in this match, Wheaton catching perimeter firepower in the first half, 40% from 3, 4 for 10 from the perimeter. RPI today, just 2 for 9 from three-point range after making 11 threes out of 25 three-point shot attempts in their season opener, going 44% from the perimeter in the 28-point win over Utica University on Wednesday night. Also, taking care of the basketball for Wheaton. Another big key so far in this game, just 4 total turnovers in the first half. RPI with 7. And this is an RPI team 1 year ago that was able to thrive upon forcing turnovers. RPI forced 25 turnovers to Utica on Wednesday night. They turned it over 15 times themselves, so they won the turnover battle by 10 fewer turnovers. Tonight, though, it's Wheaton who currently is leading the turnover battle at the moment. The Lions have led the majority of the first half of action. It was an early lead for RPI. RPI got out to a lead of approximately 4.5 minutes in this game. They led 9-7. That was their last lead. Their largest lead was 4.7-3, and then Wheaton able to lead by 7 twice in this game, 27-20, and then 32-25. And right now, RPI was able to cut it to 3 going into halftime at the start of the second half. So Wheaton's led throughout basically almost 75% of this game so far in action. Both of these teams tapping in the depth of their team in terms of bench points as well. 13 bench points by RPI, 12 points by Wheaton. Another big key, second chance points for the Lions. 5-0, they lead the second chance points column in this game. They're -1 in the glass, though, 19-18 in favor of Rensselaer. Been a close and competitive game all throughout the course of it, but able to find their stroke from the perimeter. That is a key. And that's really going to help out this team this season. Last year for the Lions, they were around mid-pack in the NEWMAC, 7th in the conference with a three-point shooting percentage of just above 28%. Looking to see if they can take their offensive numbers up significantly this season. That is the key for Wheaton because they've historically been a great defense. Last year, they allowed their opponents to average around 59 points per game. That ranked 6th in the NEWMAC, but they were in the bottom part of the conference, 9th in the NEWMAC in scoring last season. So far, doing a great job tonight against a very experienced RPI squad. RPI roster with 3 grad students, 2 seniors, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 7 first-year players. 18 on the roster. 8 of those players, either grad students, seniors, or juniors, upper-class players. So we start off here. Third quarter of action. Wheaton with the ball first, right to left on the floor for the Lions. Wheaton with the white jerseys, blue numbers, blue letters. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, red uniforms, black numbers, black letters for this matchup. Fernandez has 4 points, drops it down low. Underneath with Cater. Spins and turns and scores up and through. It's good for 2 by Regan Cater. First player to double figures for Wheaton today. She's got 10 now, 4 for 7 shooting from the floor. Sienna Smith started strong in this game, kicks to the corner. Dupras Lobs it down to the low block, snagged by Rowe. Rowe looking to pass it back out. She does. Deep two at the baseline. Off the rim, no good. Missed by O'Neal. Offensive rebounds. Outside over to Dupras. Lob down to the low block, off to O'Neal. And she stepped out of bounds. Turns it over. They tried to tiptoe the baseline. It's going to be a traveling violation either way. So turnover there by RPI in the first minute of the third quarter now. Kennis Jasperson takes it up the floor. Sends it on top. Now down low, missed the layup. Pretty good look right there by Cater inside the low post. She's been the player of the game so far for Wheaton with 10 points for number 10. A lot of energy through the crowd today here. The home opener this season for the Wheaton College Lions women's basketball team. Stroff drives with the right hand, scores up and in off the backboard. 3-point game once again. And an uncharacteristic turnover by Wheaton down the far side. Kennis Jasperson couldn't track it down. That's the 5th turnover now of the game for Wheaton. So what I was talking about right before we started off the third quarter, Wheaton has done a great job taking care of the basketball. Just 4 turnovers in the first half of action. Ashlyn O'Neal passes down low, kick to the corner. Here's a 3 for the tie. No good, skipped around the rim. Offensive rebound, O'Neal. Stroff drives inside the low block, swings it out to the corner. Jumper deep 2. No good. Nicole Dupras, she had a look but couldn't send it down, and she's been shut down in this matchup today. 0 points after coming off a career high 22 on Wednesday. Fernandez couldn't get it to click. Abby Fernandez, just 4 total points so far today. Deep range 3, off the back rim, no good. And a foul. It's going to be before the shot, picked up by Wheaton. I believe it's charged to Cater here as the clock stops with 7:43. And it is charged to Regan Cater, second personal foul. Deep team for Wheaton. 9 players returned back to the roster who averaged above 10 minutes per game last season. Off the inbound, driving, stuffed by Cater. Julia Rowe, she gets denied by Regan Cater on her layup. Second block now by Cater today. So 4 blocks as a team, 2 as well by Arnold, and that was a key last season for Wheaton. 3rd in the NUMAC, averaging 3.2 blocks per game, already surpassing that so far today. O'Neal, top of the key, down to 5 in the shot clock. And we will have a reach-in foul picked up by Wheaton. So that will reset the clock to now 20 seconds on the shot clock. Kiki Walters picks up the reach and foul. That's her second personal foul now. So 2 each in terms of fouls by Cater, Jasperson, and now Walters. Inbound over to Dupras. Dupras at the low block, working on Fernandez. Moves it on top, open jumper straight away, connects. Ashlyn O'Neal sinks down the jumper. It's a deep 2, it's a 1-point game. Fernandez with 4 towards her left around the perimeter. Down to 7 minutes now remaining in the third. Fernandez, top of the key, dribbles up off the screen. Sends it on top, here's a 3, straight away Cater, swoosh! Bing, bing for the top of the key, Regan Cater, 13 points, leads the way tonight for the Lions. Great assist right there to play make by Abby Fernandez. That's Fernandez's second assist of the night. Stroff. Off to O'Neal. Now over to Smith. Smith drives downhill to the rim, and she scores up and in off the backboard. +1 coming up at the free throw line by Sienna Smith. Impact player. Her second collegiate game for RPI as an engineer. Sienna Smith coming out of 2022-2023 Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference all-freshman team honors, where she was a transfer from the University of Michigan Dearborn, an NAIA program which she led the team, averaging 12.5 points per game last season. Timeout taken on the floor by Wheaton, 39-37, as RPI draws 1 and 2 here in non-conference action inside the Emerson Gym at the Haas Athletic Center. We'll be back in a couple moments on the NewMax Sports Network. Close and competitive matchup between these two teams all throughout the course of this match. Largest lead has been Wheaton by 7. RPI knocking on the doorstep right now in a 2-point game currently. Really promising, though, for Wheaton. This is their first game this season. RPI commanding 28-point victory on the road against Utica University in the season opener on Wednesday, 81-53. The free throw is good by Smith. 1-point game now, under 6.5 left to go in the third. Arnold over to Fernandez, turns the corner, jumper in the key, and she hits it. Abby Fernandez, 6 points now tonight. Able to break the pressure. O'Neal, her pass, out of bounds, turned over by the Engineers. Missed the mark right there, trying to thread the needle off to Rebecca Gregg. Couldn't convert on the pass, though, and right now the Lions winning the turnover battle. RPI had 10 less turnovers than Utica in the opener. Right now, though, they just turned it over for their 8th time tonight. And a blocking foul. So Abby Fernandez will head to the free throw line. It is called on Rebecca Gregg on the personal foul, her first. So this will send Fernandez now to the free throw line. Wheaton projected to finish in 8th place out of 12 teams in the NewMac preseason coaches poll. For the Lions, looking to see if they can be a sleeper in the conference and finish much, much higher than what they're projected in the conference at. Last year, they were the number 7 seed. They finished in a tie for 7th with Emerson in the conference. They beat Emerson in the regular season in conference play. But kind of shocking that they're picked as far back as they are at number 8, considering that they've improved upon a losing record 2 years ago to a 500 record last year at 13-13. Great defense down low for the Lions. Fernandez downhill to the rim, couldn't finish in the layup. It goes back to RPI. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute projected as number 5 in the Liberty League in the preseason conference poll. They're behind Skidmore. The Liberty League tournament champions from last season advanced to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Ithaca, Vassar, and then St. Lawrence University before RPI at number 5. That is Rebecca Gregg who scored down low. It's a 3-point game. Underneath, Wheaton looking to respond. Missed the shot by Mueller. Back to Stroff for the Engineers. Under 5 minutes left to go in the third. DePraw still yet to score so far in this game, as she has it now at the wing, defended by Arnold. On the top, it goes to Stroff. Over towards the right wing, over to McGrath. On top, back to DePraw. Shot clock down to 8. DePraw towards her left, switched, guarded by Mueller. Hands it off. Underneath, though, nice pass and buckets. Rebecca Gregg able to score. That was assisted by Hannah McGrath. 1-point game. Fernandez dribbles back, takes the jumper, deep 2, missed it off the mark. Offensive rebound for a moment by Arnold. Swiped away, though, by Rensselaer with Sienna Smith, who came up with a steal. Close and competitive between these two teams. Looking like it's going to go down to the wire in this game. Wheaton led 18-17 at the end of the first quarter. Got up at halftime and led 34-31. And now here we are with 3:51 left to go. The score being 43-42 at the moment, as Wheaton will get some substitutions now into the game. Fernandez and Arnold checks out of the game. Kiki Walters comes in, same as Emma Kiernan now for Wheaton. Inbound, deflected, goes back to RPI though. Stroff in the corner. Lobs it down low, deflected, intercepted off the fingertips there, looking to send it to DePraw on the key. Stolen right back by RPI, and they score, stealing buckets. The Engineers take the lead with Hannah McGrath, the senior captain from Manchester, New Hampshire. Great heads-up basketball right there by McGrath, able to battle for the loose ball, steal it away, and take it to the cup and finish an and one coming up. And her free throw able to bounce in. Career high 17 points against Hobart and William Smith College last season for Hannah McGrath. Approaching the 3:30-minute mark left to go, remaining in the third. Walters has it now at the top. She drives inside the paint, and she gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up at the line by Kiki Walters. Draws the personal on Rebecca Gregg, her second personal foul. Winner of this game will take on the winner of Rivier University versus Western New England later today. The loser of this game will take on the loser of that game from later tonight. Both of these teams will be back in action tomorrow. And day number 2 of the Wheaton College tip-off tournament. 2 shots here at the line. First one missed. Skipped around the rim and out by Walters. Kiki Walters with a career-high 20 points last year against Plymouth State. She had 4 double-doubles last season. Second on the team in scoring, rebounding, and steals per game. Second one's good. It's a 1-point game. And a travel committed in the backcourt by RPI. Critical with these turnovers. Statistically, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute averaged around 16 turnovers per game last season. Wheaton averaged around 19. Currently, it's RPI who's committed more turnovers so far today. That's their 10th of the game. Wheaton's only recorded 7 turnovers. Underneath, it's good. Up and off the backboard. Emma Kiernan scores the buckets. And Wheaton takes the lead. Back and forth in this battle. Largest lead, Wheaton by 7 twice. 3 minutes left to go in the third. Nicole DePras, she's been shut down today, coming off a career-high 22 on Wednesday. Stolen away. Walters up to the low block, working on DePras, will dribble back out. Walters tries baseline to the hole, and she's fouled. 2 more coming up at the free throw line by Kiki Walters for Wheaton. Really showing something right now in this season opener for Wheaton College. Looking to be a potential sleeper team in the NEWMAC this season. Last season, they finished 7th in the conference. This year, looking to take a major step up. Somehow, they're projected to finish in 8th place of the 12 teams in the NEWMAC Conference preseason coaches poll, but they returned 95% of their scoring from last season back in the roster. First free throw is good. Wheaton leads by 2. Second free throw right down the middle. 3-point lead for the Lions. And a packed crowd tonight here at the Emerson Gym. Crossing midcourt. That's Tyler Hermazabal as she leads the way in scoring with 11. Underneath, and a foul. So 2 coming up at the free throw line by Rebecca Gregg of RPI. Now be charged to Regan Cater. That's Cater's 3rd personal foul now, as we will have a substitution here for Wheaton. Cater will check out of the game. Coming back in is Maddie Mueller in place of Cater. So Cater has currently the most personal fouls out of anybody right now with 3 in this game, and then 2 each by, or Cater's got 3, Jasperson's got 3 as well, and then after that Walters has 2 for Wheaton at the moment. Splits the free throws. First one was good. Second one missed off the back iron by Rebecca Gregg. Stolen right back by RPI. And they couldn't finish on another 3-point play. We saw that a couple minutes ago. Sienna Smith with a steal and a basket. This time it will be Tyler Hermazabal who will shoot 2 at the free throw line here for RPI. 2 players double figures so far today. For RPI, Sienna Smith and Tyler Hermazabal, both with 11 points and now 12 on the board with a made free throw by Hermazabal. This is her 2nd game played of her collegiate career at RPI. Did not play last season due to injury for the sophomore guard from Yorktown Heights, New York. Second free throw is good. Very even battle between these two teams. Wheaton last year, 13-13 overall record. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, 14-13 overall record, finished 4th in the Liberty League. Fernandez to the low block, swings it out to the corner, kept it in play. Great job right there, but intercepted. Rensselaer on the runouts, and the layup, it's good. Great effort by Wheaton, by Anaya Boston, as she saved it but tossed it with her red jerseys, and they took it a distance. Ashlyn O'Neill scored, got the layup. It's 50-48 RPI. Timeout taken in the floor by Wheaton. 2:06 left to go in the third. As we'll be back upcoming in a couple moments on the NewMax Sports Network. 50-48, great battle between these two teams. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute plus 11 in bench points in this game right now, 25-14. They just scored a moment ago on the fast break. Wheaton with 9 turnovers tonight, RPI with 12. Largest lead, Wheaton by 7. And RPI currently with a 2-point lead. Their largest one, a 4-point lead early on in this game. It was 7-3 at one point. Back from the timeout, Wheaton with it. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Fernandez at the left wing perimeter. Bounce pass over to Walters. Dribbles towards her right. Walters moves it back out over to Boston. Boston drives, kicks out to the corner. Jumper deep two, missed off the mark. Open look, couldn't finish though by Arnold as it came up short off the rim. 1:40 left to play in the third. Looking to take it the distance. Went off the glass too strong, though, by Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. And Boston lost it. Turnover into the hands of DePra. Defensive battle between these two teams today. Both of these teams hang their hats on the defensive side of the floor. Wheaton's made 5 threes, RPI with 2, but RPI currently with a 2-point lead. And a bump here and a foul picked up by Mueller. That's her second personal foul now by Maddie Mueller. Third, and that's the 5th as a team for Wheaton. So this will send RPI in the bonus. RPI with 3 for fouls. Wheaton now with 5 in the third quarter as a team. So 2 shots here at the free throw line. First one, no good. Missed off the rim and out by Tyler Hormazabal. She leads the way so far today, 13 points for RPI. Now with 14 as she makes the free throw. So a career high today by Hormazabal. Had 2 points in the opener in a 28-point victory over Utica University. Fernandez. She has 8 points. Jumper, baseline, missed off the mark. Offensive rebound, putback. Couldn't finish though by Arnold. A good look right there off the putback and the travel in the backcourt by RPI. 56.2 seconds left to go. Third quarter. Wheaton will get the inbound here underneath their hoops, Sydney Ropes. The inbound passer sends it off over to Walters. Walters tries baseline. And another foul here picked up. This one charged to RPI. And that's going to be charged to Sophie Costello, her second personal foul. And Wheaton will inbound once again. Walters receives the pass, guarded by Costello towards her left around the perimeter. Walters, crossover, drives with a left hand. Off to Arnold, swings it back out. Ropes, top of the key, lobs it off to Arnold inside the paint. Arnold underneath, Arnold spin move with a left hand. She scores up and in off the backboard. It's a 1-point game, 51-50. 8 points today by Nasha Arnold on 4 for 6 shooting from the floor. leads the team with 7 rebounds as well. Baseline drive to the cup, right back, that's good. Up and then off the glass, Sophie Costello scores for the 2. Costello now up to 4 points. That's a career high for the first-year guard from Rockland, Massachusetts. Fernandez downhill to the rim. Off the glass, too strong. It goes back to RPI. Outlet pass ahead of the pack. Costello once again scores right before the buzzer. Largest lead of this game by Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. It's 55-50 as we close out at the end of the third quarter. And Wheaton will have to come from behind in this game in their home floor in their season opener. RPI outscores Wheaton in the third quarter, 24-16. After trailing by 7, RPI flipping the switch in their direction, leading by 5. 3 quarters in the books of action tonight inside the Emerson Gym of the Haas Athletic Center. Tyler Hermazabo leading the way, 13 points for RPI, 11 points by Sienna Smith, 9 points by Daniel Schroff. Sophie Costello able to get 2 quick buckets in the final minute for RPI to close out the third quarter, as she is up to now 6 points in this game by Costello. Regan Cater leading the way, making 3 threes, 13 points for Wheaton. 8 points after that by Abby Fernandez and Nasha Arnold. 3 quarters in the books, 55-50 RPI leads. We'll be back for the fourth quarter upcoming on the NewMax Sports Network. Electric energy here on the campus of Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts. Sal Lopez on the call today on the NewMax Sports Network. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute taking the trip from Troy, New York for this matchup. Right outside of Albany, the state capital in New York. And a foul. Fernandez picks up the blocking foul, as this will send Ashlyn O'Neill to the free throw line shooting 2 for the grad student from Amsterdam, New York. O'Neill was the top scorer last season. She averaged 10.6 points per game. She had 9 games scoring in double figures, coming off a 9-point game in the opener against Utica University on Wednesday. Career high 21 points during 3 games throughout her career by O'Neill, and the first free throw no good. Big difference in this game right now. RPI exploding with a bench in the third quarter. 30-14, they lead bench points. Second free throw, O'Neill makes it. Largest lead for the Engineers. Wheaton looking for a response. Jasperson outside. It goes to Arnold. Takes the 3, missed off the rim. Regan Cater's been the hot hand from 3. She's made 3 of the 5 threes in this game for Cater. Picked up her 3rd personal foul, the second part of the third quarter, so she had a substitute out by her. Back on the floor right now, though. Jumper deep, too. It's an air ball and off the hands of Julia Rowe, out of bounds. That is Sienna Smith and an air ball there. Smith with 11 for the transfer from the University of Michigan Dearborn. Jasperson sends it on top. They'll move it down low. Arnold, nice snatch, able to get that one inside the paint. Off the turnaround, and we get a whistle here and a foul. That's going to be offensive, picked up by Nasha Arnold. That was a great catch that she had inside the key for her, but Sienna Smith down low, able to take the charge. So RPI has it back, 6-point lead. And Rose pass gets picked off in the corner. Jasperson comes up with a steal, pushing it ahead. Jasperson, bounce pass Fernandez. Jumper, mid-range, swoosh. The steal leads the bucket. Kenish Jasperson with an assist. Over to Abby Fernandez for the 2. Fernandez now up to 10 total points. She was the team leader last season in scoring. Named NewMac Rookie of the Year during the 2021-22 season, 2 seasons ago. now in her junior year from Assonet, Massachusetts. She scored in double figures in 17 games last season for Fernandez. 4-point game, RPI with possession. Down to 8:20 left to go. That three missed short. Back to Smith, who missed the initial three prior. Stroff down to 12 in the shot clock, guarded by Walters. Sends it off to Rowe. Rowe working on Cater. Looks like we'll have a Wheaton foul picked up here. Charged to Regan Cater. So she reaches in, and now she's in deep foul trouble. That's her fourth personal foul by Cater. And Cater's going to stay in this game currently for the moment, and now she'll substitute out. That's unfortunate right there, because with Regan Cater on the floor, Wheaton has been able to hold their own, and when she had to substitute out, that's when RPI came from behind and took the lead late stage of the third quarter. So she substitutes out again, and now Wheaton needs to see if they can get other players to produce here as we have a blocking foul. 13 points by Cater on 5 for 9 shooting, making 3 out of the 5 threes tonight, leading the team in scoring. After that, Fernandez with 10, then 8 points by Arnold. Third personal foul picked up by Maddie Mueller. So she's the one who replaced Cater after Cater substituted out. 2 free throws here at the line by Daniel Stroff. The first one she makes. Stroff with 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists on Wednesday against Utica. Offensive rebound off the missed free throw. Utica. It'll be RPI will slow it down here. Up by 5 for the Engineers. Underneath. And a travel. So they take away the bucket. Ashlyn O'Neal. Opportunity right there for the and one, but travel with it prior. Jasperson. Slides it off to her right, off to Mueller. Into the hands now of Fernandez. Her lob gets intercepted. Tough pass right there, trying to send it off to Nasha Arnold down at the low block off the entry pass, but RPI read it well. 7:15 remaining. Sienna Smith. Wide open, instead stopped underneath in the paint. There's a block. Mueller came out with a big block there. And a tie-up. Possession arrow going in Wheaton's direction. Wow, that's a major possession right there. Jillia Rowe had an entry pass. She had a step behind the defense, and she didn't notice there was not a defender guarding her for a second, so she stopped. She went a little bit back away from the hoop, and that allowed Wheaton to provide coverage, and initially was able to get a block. Mueller at the top. Mueller thinking about a three, passes it up. Fernandez tries a three. Off the back from no good, and out of bounds in the corner. So right now the offense stalling out for Wheaton. 6:46 left to play in the fourth quarter. Both of these teams strong defenses last season. This is the 6th all-time meeting in the series between the Wheaton and RPI. RPI leading the all-time series. 3 victories and 2 losses. Dating back to the start of the series in 2008, RPI's won 2 straight games in a row in 2018 and 2019. Last win for Wheaton against Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute came back in 2015. There's a bucket scored by RPI, Amelia Rojic. Arnold, tough shot, turn around, and she gets fouled. Largest lead currently for the Engineers, up by 7. Wheaton led as many by 7 twice in this game. Substitutions coming in for the Lions. Kenneth Jasperson will head back to the bench. Anaya Boston comes in, and now it will be Nasha Arnold at the free throw line. And the first one missed. So free throws lately, it's been an issue for Wheaton right now in this game. Arnold up to 8 points, but 5 for 7 at the free throw line. Haven't gone that much today, missed the second one. So now they're 5 for 8, RPI 13 of 18 in today's game of the charity stripe. Just 2 total points here by Wheaton in the fourth quarter. In the first 4 minutes of the fourth, down to under 6 minutes left to go. Outside Dupras. Dupras still yet to score. Her pass underneath, deflected, loose ball, bodies coming down for it, and a shot clock violation either way. It's going to go back to Wheaton with 5:40 in the clock.
Shot clock violation. Lions ball. 30-second timeout.
59-52, we will have a timeout here taken on the floor as Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute leads. We'll be back after the 30-second timeout on the NewMax Sports Network. Close competitive game between these two teams throughout the entire course of tonight's action. Game number 1 of the Wheaton College Tip-Off Classic. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute looking to go 2-0 to start off the season, only allowing Wheaton College to just 2 points so far in this fourth quarter. Wheaton in need of a bucket, trying to see if they can get one back from the timeout. 5:30 left to go. Walters drives, circles around, bounce pass to the wing. Arnold with a 3. Off the back rim, no good. Tipped up over to the Pra. Outlet pass ahead. Off to Gregg. Underneath. Finds the Pra at the top. They'll slow it down for the Engineers. Entry pass down low, deflected. Intercepted by Anaya Boston in her first collegiate game from Linden, New Jersey. Fernandez, downhill, bounce pass, Arnold, spin move underneath with a left hand, scores, up and in off the backboard. 5-point game, Abby Fernandez with assist number 3 today. Nasha Arnold up to double figures now with 10 points. 4:40 left to go. Looking for a stop for Wheaton here defensively. Lob goes inside the paint. Turnaround jumper in the key. Around and out, no good. Offensive rebound by Stroff. Those rebounds just so critical in this game. 13-7 offensive rebounds in favor of RPI. 8 on the shot clock. Stroff over to the baseline and a foul. So now back into the bonus. There'll be 2 free throws here for Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. At the line, reaching in was Anaya Boston, who picked up the personal foul. So these are 2 critical free throws right now with 4:18 left to go. First shot by Stroff is good. She's now up to 11 points today by Daniel Stroffer. Career high is also 11, so looking to see if she can have a new career high, and she does. Drills the free throw, 2 for 2 that trip at the free throw line, up to 12 points, a new career high, breaks the old one set last season against St. Lawrence University. Kiki Walters. Outside goes to Boston. Dribbles in the paint, and a reach-in foul picked up by RPI. That's charged to Amelia Rojic in her first season from Scituate, Massachusetts. Her second personal foul tonight. So not yet in the bonus. That is the second personal foul picked up by the Engineers of the fourth quarter. So this will be an inbound coming up here for Wheaton. Substitution first, though. Sienna Smith will head towards the bench. In need of a bucket for the Lions. They find Fernandez underneath. She is clobbered and fouled. 2 free throws upcoming by Abby Fernandez. Great cut right there. They're able to get separation to the bucket. So Abby Fernandez, 2021-2022 NewMac Rookie of the Year. Now in their junior season from Assonet, Massachusetts. Shoots 2 at the charity stripe. First one's good. Last season, she scored double figures in 17 games. That included a career high, tying a program record 37 points alongside 10 steals in the win over Eastern Nazarene College last season. Tied for first in program history in points and steals in a single game. Both of the free throws are good. She's got 12 now today by Fernandez. Under 4 minutes left to go. Down by 5 for Wheaton. RPI will slow down the basketball. O'Neal outside to the corner to DePra. DePra towards her right around the perimeter. Finds Stroff. Off to the free throw circle, O'Neal. Down to 3 in the shot clock, deep range 3. Airballs it out of bounds. Big defensive possession right there by Wheaton as the Lions will get the ball back with 3:33 left. Winner of this game will take on the winner of Riviera University versus Western New England University coming up after this one. Tip-off scheduled for around 7 p.m. Loser of this game will take on the loser of Riviera versus Western New England University. Both of those games scheduled for 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. tomorrow. Underneath, and the bucket, it's good. Up and in, off the backboard. Guess who? Regan Cater back into the game. She's got 15, leads the team. Almost stolen away. RPI up by 3, will slow it down. 3:10 left to go. O'Neal sends it off to Stroff. Stroff with a career high 12 points today. They're just 2 for 13 from the perimeter after splashing down 11 threes in the opener over Utica. Right to the rim, turning the corner. It's a layup by Ashlyn O'Neal. 7 points now by O'Neal today as Wheaton will burn a timeout. 63-58 with 2:53 remaining in a close and competitive game throughout the entire course of this matchup between Wheaton and the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Engineers from Troy, New York. We'll be back in a couple minutes from now. 63-58, RPI leading in the road. We'll be back in a few on the NewMax Sports Network. Close and competitive all throughout this game. Both of these teams almost similar, identical records from where they finished in the records rankings last season. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute record of 14-13 from 1 year ago. They won 10-8 in the Liberty League. Wheaton won 13-13 last season. Finished 3-7 in the NewMac. Wheaton down by 5. They have possession. Almost turned it over, but able to save it down the far side. And there's a travel. So Nasha Arnold called in the travel around the perimeter. Tough possession right there. That is just a backbreaker at this stage of the game right now. Gives the basketball back to RPI, and RPI once again, we'll see if they can slow it down. Able to pass the defense. Inside the key, and it came up short. They decided to go for a layup. They couldn't get it. Outlet ahead. Walters the cup, and she scores. Up and through. It's good for 2. That's a huge swing of the game right now. 3-point game. Able to cross the midcourt pressure. Down to 2:20 left to go. The Engineers will hold it with Stroff. Back to Stroff from Greg. Stroff over to Greg off the pick. Out to the corner and a travel. Turnover by RPI. Wheaton with life here. 2:08 left to go. Tremendous matchup between these two teams. Coming down to the wire. Largest lead, 7 points for each of these teams. Fernandez, low block, double teamed. Bounce past the wing, looking for the tie. Oh, she's got it. Bang, bang. Regan Cater, cha-ching from downtown. 63-63. 1:45 left to go. What a battle. Regan Cater, 18 points, leading the way in this game for Wheaton. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute with possession. The lob to the corner. Over to the top of the free throw circle. Driving the paint. Rejected by the backboard. We get a foul though. And that appears to be on Cater. If so, she has picked up her 5th. If that indeed has to be on Cater. So. And that is it. Crushing right there. Regan Cater just phenomenal in this game. Picks up her 5th personal foul. 63-63 with a minute and a half left to go. Right now is Wheaton will burn the timeouts. And this will be 2 free throws upcoming by Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. So Regan Cater finishes this game with 18 points, 4 made threes, 7 for 11 from the floor. Just fantastic today by Regan Cater. But their teammates will have to get it done without her rest of the remaining part of this game right now. Rebecca Gregg at the free throw line for the grad student captain from Henrietta, New York. First shot's good. Second free throw. Off the back rim, no good. Mueller collects the defensive rebounds. Under 1.5 minutes left to go. Fernandez looking to see if she can take her team to victory. Fernandez will slow it down. 20 in the shot clock, minute 20 left to go. These moments, the stars align bright. Walters off the crossover. Kick to the wing, Arnold. Floats the pass across, bobbled into the hands though of Boston. Boston in her first collegiate game's been great today. Drives inside the paint to the rim. Got it stripped going up. Offensive rebound though with 1 minute left to go from distance. Walters no good. In and out of the hands of Mueller. Back to RPI. 50 seconds remaining. 25-second differential between shot clock and game clock here. So RPI with the ball. Wheaton will have another chance if they can come up with a defensive rebound or a stop. Sienna Smith floats the pass over to the baseline, out to the wing. Three, comes up short. Offensive rebound. It's an 8-second differential. Jumper's good. RPI able to sink down to J, and they lead by 3. Offensive rebounds critical in this matchup in favor of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. They're +6 in the category tonight, 14-8. Nothing bigger than that one. Off the offensive rebounds and a jumper made to go up 66-63. 26.3 seconds remaining. Winner of this game will take on the winner of Rivier University versus Western New England University, which plays later tonight, just past 7 p.m. Loser of this game will take on the loser of Rivier versus Western New England University. That matchup today, but wow, what a game between these two teams. Regan Cater, phenomenal in this game for Wheaton. 18 points, 4 made threes, 3 blocks, 7 for 11 from the floor. Fouled out though in the final minutes. 12 points by Abby Fernandez, 10 by Nasha Arnold. They had a chance, a couple misses though for Wheaton, and now we'll have to tie it up with a 3 upcoming for the Lions. Without Regan Cater, Cater's made 4 threes. After that, 1 made 3 by Boston and Young in this game. A lot of experience in this RPI squad. Ashlyn O'Neill with an offensive rebound and a jumper right back. She's a grad student on the team, led by a trio of grad students on the roster. Fernandez, jumper, mid-range. Off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Walters. And she stepped out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Engineers with 18.7 seconds left. Couple of tough breaks here late in this game for Wheaton, and they had a chance but could not convert, and now we'll have to force a quick turnover, or they'll have to pray that there's misses upcoming in the double bonus at the free throw line. 2 shots upcoming here by the Engineers at the charity stripe, down to 17.6 seconds left to go. Both of these teams went into halftime pretty much even in the rebound category. It was 19-18 on the glass in favor of RPI. Second half, RPI exploded in the rebounds. The first free throw is good. Made by Sienna Smith, the transfer from the University of Michigan Dearborn. +12 currently in rebounding, 41-29 by RPI. +6 on offensive rebounds, 14-8. And had some critical offensive rebounds and second chance points late in this game. Timeout taken on the floor by Wheaton. 68-63. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute 17.6 seconds away from advancing and improving to 2-0 this season for their record. Great effort tonight, though, in their season opener for Wheaton. Looking to build off a 13-13 season last year. Looking to see if they can put together their first winning record since the 2015-2016 season. A lot of great things to look forward to this season for the Wheaton College women's basketball team. And Regan Cater exploding for 18 points. 4 made threes, 3 blocks. Fernandez with 12 points. RPI, really good game defensively, limiting Fernandez to shoot just 4 for 17 from the floor. Down to 13 seconds remaining. Fernandez. Her pass deflected out of bounds. It will stay Wheaton ball. 9.9 seconds left. And we will have a timeout here taken on the floor by Wheaton. 9.9 seconds remaining. RPI 68, Wheaton 63. And we'll be back in a couple moments in the NewMax Sports Network. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute 9.9 seconds away from going 2-0 to start off this season. Projected in 5th place in the Liberty League, making the trip from Troy, New York for this matchup today. Around a 2-hour and 50-minute trip. Inbound for Wheaton, final 8 seconds. The runner, Boston, and she gets it. And one coming up at the free throw line. What a floater right there to go down. They're going to actually count it offensive, though. So a charge taken by RPI. So they will not count the bucket there by Boston. But, wow, that is some great touch to it. The kiss off the glass. RPI, though, heads up. Making sure that Wheaton committed the offensive foul, and the Engineers will take over with the basketball, up by 5 with 6.7 seconds left to go. RPI, a big win by 28 points on Wednesday night on the road at Utica University. They're 6.7 seconds away from going 2-0 to start off the season. This one much closer, though. As they inbound, Wheaton gives the foul by Walters. The clock stops with 5.8 seconds. Three players in double figures for the Engineers. 14 points, a career high by Tyler Hormazable. 12 points by Daniel Stroff, also a career high. And then Sienna Smith, 11 points for her. That is a season high by Smith. Her career high is 25 points when she played at the University of Michigan Dearborn. The first free throw good by Stroff as she builds on that career high up to 13. Second free throw is good. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute trailed throughout most of the first half. Came back in this game, though, and they win. Final score, RPI 70, Wheaton 63. The Wheaton College Tip-Off Classic, game number 1. Upcoming, we will have game number 2 of action. Tip-off slated just after 7 p.m. tonight. It'll be between Rivier University taking on Western New England University, as RPI will face the winner of the upcoming game tomorrow. Wheaton will take on the loser of tomorrow's game, with game times at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. tomorrow. Feel free to join us back. It will be on another stream on the NewMax Sports Network website under the Wheaton College tab, as we will have upcoming Rivier University taking on Western New England University. RPI wins over Wheaton as Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute improves to a record of 2-0 this season, 2-0 on the road, and they finished plus 11 on the glass, 41-30, 14-9 in offensive rebounds, 33-14 in bench points in this game for RPI, and a couple Big offensive rebounds leading to second chance buckets late in the final minute to pick up the victory for the Engineers today. We close out, it's 70-63. RPI wins over Wheaton.